Hello everyone and welcome back to the official channel of Bobtown. It's not written on there. Anyway, today I have 4 pieces of bread and I'll be reviewing the best way to eat bread. Now this one kind of has a hole through it, so I'm going to put that one aside. So I have 3 pieces of bread. So let's try it out. So the 3 types I'm eating with today are the classic with butter, plain, and with a few green beans on top of the bread. I say what I'm going to do as I open this butter is probably I'm going to start off with the green bean ones. And honestly, I always like having green beans in bread because it's really like a simple meal, but it's so good. Alright, so here we are. 1 green bean on top and another. Let's do 2 to start. Hold the green beans in place. Wow. I mean, so that right there is a traditional Bobish meal. And I would say, I haven't tried anything else yet, but this is a solid 9.5 out of 10. The aftertaste also, unlike a lot of foods, is really good. So I enjoy that a lot. In fact, I might even have another bite. But in order to not make this video 155 minutes long, I'm going to go ahead and continue on to the next. Also, yes, I have my cast off. It's a brace. So, arm reveal soon. Anyway, so this bread looks pretty good, pretty tasty. It's just some basic bread you can find at really any grocery store is what I recommend. So, here we go, plain bread. Wow. That's, wow, yeah. That's, quite interesting of a taste. It was really fighting for it. Kind of like fighting with a tiger in the wild trying to get food. I've never had that experience, but I've seen videos. Looks like it's like that. So I would have lost the fight probably. But really one of the ways, you can always microwave bread. You can always get it a little softened. But as you see, I really had to just ruin that bread. This other bread, this is what the other bread looks like, and then with the green bean on it. So it looks like you hold the green bean in place. It's healthy. It's so good. You know, really, this is, I gotta say, the one thing about the plain bread is that there's nothing with it. So you could, get different types of bread, but they're still pretty bland. So bread is really one of those things where it's like, you need something with it, but it really brings the whole meal together, Kind of like, for example, in the United States, right, there's the president, but then they need the whole, everyone to, approve the law. But the president brings it together. Like, everyone knows the president. Not everyone knows every Congress member, senator, whatever. So, finally, my favorite. Buttered bread. Buttered bread is so good. Here we go. Now, one of the things I recommend is if possible, leave out the butter for a little while in order to let it get a little bit softer, or maybe warm it up in the microwave in order for it to be able to get, to really be able to spread it on the bread really well. And it tastes so much better. The one nice thing I like about this bread is that I'm able to get it all buttered, but it's not great bread to be buttered, as you can kind of tell. Plain bread, normal bread. What's the difference? All right, here we go. Wow. That is crazy. I've, something about the coldness of the butter, just the taste of it, and then the bread, and something that's not way too filling. Definitely not something you want to have a whole loaf of or a whole baguette, which I have before, but with butter, it's just so good. Now, time for deciding which one is the best. At number 3, with a 7.5 out of 10, comes plain bread. You probably guessed it. I really just didn't like it. It was kind of a tough bite, which even if I'm not supposed to bring that into there, I just really didn't enjoy it that much. There's not much to it. Especially this type of bread, there's something about it. I just don't fully enjoy it. So, that's why. So, at number 2, drum roll please, comes buttered bread. Now, I have to say about the buttered bread is this would be my favorite if it weren't for the Bobtown traditional meal that I was able to have with green beans and bread. But the thing about green beans and bread is that it kind of can act as a meal, yet it's really not much. But buttered bread, it's a good snack, I will say, but it takes a lot of preparation. You got to get the butter under with green beans. Now, you can cook them, but you don't just have to sit down and butter. You can put it down, plop it in a pan, add some seasoning. But one of the easy things about this is that when you have leftover green beans, you can do that. You don't have, you can butter bread for an hour straight, but for green beans, you can kind of go back and forth and do other things. Now, I was able to butter bread and make a video, which I am quite impressed by, but really, I have to say, the buttered bread, I do have to give a 9 out of 10. So between buttered bread and plain, I say you go buttered if possible. If you have green beans at home and bread, I recommend green beans and bread traditional Bobtown meal. Pretty simple, such a good meal, and it's healthy. And I really like adding salt and pepper. You can probably see a little bit of salt in there. That's one of the things I really enjoy, for sure. But anywho, 9.5 out of 10, green beans and bread. In conclusion, I'm Cameron. This is the official channel of Bobtown. And that was the best way to eat bread. Make sure to like and subscribe. Please. Thank you very much for subscribing.